parents of the alleged bullies is a governor of Great Tey Primary. And while it's not thought the governor was directly involved with the dismissal of Carol Hill, it's added to the criticism of the school's handling of the situation, as Emma Baker reports.
This is the school at the centre of a saga that won't go away. After it sacked dinner lady Carol Hill for telling a parent their 7-year-old daughter had been bullied. Now it's come to light that one of the parents of the alleged bullies is a school governor. And Carol's supporters are furious.
I think it's always going to leave people open to make that accusation that it has influenced the outcome. Whether it has or not, nobody will ever know.
I would have liked to have seen this particular governor have a rather fast look at policy and a rather fast look at the actual procedures that have been put in place, realise that what the parents who are supporting Mrs Hill are saying, and resigned on the spot.
We asked the governor in question for an interview today, but they declined, as did Essex County Council and Great Tey Primary School. Essex County Council has, however, confirmed that one of the parents of the alleged bullies is indeed a governor of the school. The school also says it stands by its original statement, in which it said the school's priority remains providing the best possible education to all our pupils and ensuring their development and well-being. The situation first arose in June when a child was tied up and hit with a skipping rope in the playground of Great Tey Primary. The school informed the parents their daughter had been hurt, but not that she had been tied up. It was only when the mother bumped into Carol outside of school that evening that she learned the full story. Carol has now been dismissed because the school says she breached the child's confidentiality.
We've lost sight of one individual, which was a child that was bullied, assaulted, whatever you want to call it, right at the beginning of this. We've also lost sight of 4 other children that were involved in it that should have been given help. It's a very strange thing for them to do. I think had the school have actually looked at this in a child welfare issue way rather than tried to make somebody else to blame for it, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Carol is now appealing against her dismissal and has been told she can't talk to the press. The workers' union Unison is hoping to meet her tomorrow to see if they can help. Her supporters are keen that her name should be cleared. Emma Baker, Anglia News, Great Tey near Colchester.
Well, I'm sure plenty of you will have something to say about that particular story, and if you have, you can get in touch with us.
Yeah, we have an email address. It's jonathanandbecky@itv.com. Remember to tell us who you are and where you're from if you don't mind. A man charged with assault following a confrontation with youths when his home in Royston was pelted with apples has appeared in court today. Roland Digby was charged after the police he had called on for help ended up arresting him. He's refused to accept a caution and says he's determined to clear his name. The case has been adjourned.
2 charges against a man seen being sprayed with CS spray by officers in Essex have been dropped today. Alan Lethbridge was arrested after trouble broke out in a pub in Brentwood earlier this month. When he appeared before Basildon magistrates this morning, the Crown Prosecution Service announced 2 of the charges against him had been dropped. They're now reviewing a 3rd charge relating to an alleged assault on a paramedic. The case is now being investigated by the Independent Police Complaints Commission.
Well, it's emerged today that complaints against the police in Essex have jumped by more than 30% in the last year. That compares with a national increase of just 8%.
The figures have been published by the Independent Police Complaints Commission. Victoria Webb has more.
They're supposed to help us in our time of need, but it appears not everyone is happy with the service they're getting, especially in Essex, where complaints have risen in the last year by 34%. In June, the Independent Police Complaints Commission published its findings in the case of Faisal Alani from Southend, who died in police custody. They'd received complaints from his family over the actions of Essex police officers during his arrest and detention. Although the IPCC didn't uphold that complaint, they did make 3 recommendations. Today, his mother gave her reaction to the latest figures.
I think it's terrible. And when I heard that on the news, I felt quite sick, because we, the family, have been trying for 4 years to get justice for my son.
So how did Essex compare with the rest of the region? Well, across Bedfordshire and Hertfordshire, the number of complaints has fallen compared to the previous year, while Norfolk remained roughly the same. Suffolk and Northamptonshire saw increases below the national average, while Cambridgeshire was 3% above it.
When you have those increased number of interactions with members of the public, as night follows day, complaints will follow. And that, I think, is what this report is highlighting.
There's still been 900 complaints, so that's 900 people who aren't happy with the service. Surely that's a problem.
It is a problem, and it's regrettable, and I do want to stress that Essex Police and the police authority look very carefully at every single one of those complaints.
In a statement, Essex Police said it has a committed and enthusiastic workforce, but sometimes we will not meet the expectations of the public. The complaint system, overseen by the IPCC, provides a means of redress.
Essex Police received 908 complaints, up from 667 the year before. A high number of those fell into the category of neglect of duty, meaning the police didn't do what they said they would, for example, following up calls. And the police authority said that that was an area they needed to look into.
Across the country, complaints about rude and late officers consistently top complaint categories. And the IPCC says highlighting that could help to turn things around. The Police Federation says these complaints reflect the increasing pressures on police officers.
We receive 80 million calls a year. We attend 20 million incidents. We record 5 million crimes, and we carry out over 1 million stop and searches. So we have a huge contact with the public, and just the nature of policing is inevitable that we get complaints.
While complaints may be up, Essex Police say that crime levels continue to fall, and families like the Alanis just hope that for every complaint that is made, a lesson is learned.
Victoria Webb, Anglia News, Shrewsbury.